Antarctica is a white labyrinth where every crystal of ice guards a secret capable of overturning our world. A single drone flyover, and silhouettes of sunken cities, a strange glow, and traces of creatures that never appear in official reports flare before your eyes. Ready to step beyond the edge of the map? Then give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and we are getting started. Enjoy the show. On the 14th of February 2021, an anonymous user going by the nickname Son of Anantome posted on the paranormal forum FactsRoom a story that made goosebumps race across the skin. His father, who worked with Google Earth data, had supposedly stumbled upon bizarre, spider-like beings that emerged above the ice only at night. The creatures' footprints appeared every 30 to 40 human strides. According to the author, higher-ups confiscated the Polaroid photographs of the entities. The father also purportedly gave aid to an unknown man with perfectly ragged wounds. In delirium, the stranger kept repeating that he was freezing. On another occasion, the team's vehicle struck something that resembled the monster from the film Cloverfield, but with spider legs. Ever since, fear and the question, "Who are they?" has haunted the expedition members. In Greek myth, Hyperborea was depicted as a land of eternal spring and untroubled happiness situated far to the north. Scholars have long tried to pin the legend to a real map. Some point to the north of modern-day France. Others seriously consider Antarctica. The quest for a lost paradise only highlights an ancient human dream to find hidden civilizations and untouched realms where magic reigns. During the Second World War, the Nazis, obsessed with world domination and the hunt for ancient technologies, allegedly founded Secret Base 211 in Antarctica. According to legend, it is concealed in the ice-free Möllinghoffmann mountains of New Schwabenland, where they supposedly discovered hot springs and grassy valleys. Some insist Adolf Hitler hid there after the war. Others search for a link between the base and UFOs. No proof exists, yet the myth itself continues to fire researchers' imaginations. When a polar fox was spotted on a drifting floe only a few meters from freezing water, the animal's fate seemed sealed. But a crew of crab fishers passing by dared to draw near and lift the trembling fox on board. Catching it was not easy, yet the people understood. Without their help, it was doomed. This touching episode reminds us that even in the harshest places on the planet, kindness has not gone extinct. Almost 1/4 of all meteorites ever found on Earth have been discovered right here. The dry cold preserves cosmic stones perfectly, and the flow of ice acts like a conveyor belt, bringing them to the surface. In 2023, scientists pulled from a blue glacier a boulder weighing almost 18 pounds, one of the 100 largest specimens among more than 45,000 Antarctic finds. Who knows what secrets of the solar system these stones may yet reveal? Antarctica is famous for its millions of cheerful penguins, yet the cold spares no one. On Cape Irizar, researchers discovered an entire graveyard of desiccated carcasses, centuries, perhaps millennia, old. These ice mummies are a window into the past. By studying them, scientists track how climate changed and how brutal conditions affected the continent's feathered inhabitants. Fresh satellite images of the Shackleton Range made specialists squint. A four-sided pyramid conspicuously resembling Egypt's Giza appears in the frame. Skeptics talk geology. Dreamers mention extraterrestrials. If the shape proves artificial, the history of pyramid building will have to be rewritten. For now, the icy Sphinx coolly keeps its secret. In August 1958, an American submarine, 97 meters long, became the first vessel to reach the North Pole, beneath a crust of ice. The covert Operation Sunshine, crewed by 116 people, opened the way for new polar research. Scientists gained a chance to glimpse the hidden world of the Arctic and its deep-sea inhabitants. On the Allen Hills Plateau, a rock from the red planet roughly 4 billion years old, fallen to Earth 13 millennia ago, was found. In 1996, microscopic structures resembling fossil bacteria were spotted in its slices. Debate has never died down, but the thought that we might be holding a hint of extraterrestrial life intrigues both researchers and the public. In 2014, archaeologists pulled from beneath the snow 3 ancient skulls that differed from human ones. Some spoke of aliens, others of deliberate cranial elongation by ancient peoples. How these remains ended up in an icy desert is a mystery that may remain forever sealed by permafrost. Radar recently X-rayed the ice sheet and mapped a subglacial river almost 286 miles long. It gathers meltwater from an area equal to Germany plus France. Once thought a waterless refuge, Antarctica is now understood to contain an entire hydrological network capable of speeding the cap's melt and altering sea level. Meet a creature you would hardly welcome in a home aquarium. The Antarctic scale worm sports a golden fur coat woven from the finest filaments. It lurks at depths greater than 1,500 meters, grows up to 20 centimeters, and leads a life as strange as it is mysterious. Frightening on the outside, yet endlessly fascinating within, this denizen of frigid waters proves that life can thrive even where everlasting emptiness seems to reign. The Amundsen Scott South Pole Station, founded back in 1956, has long been the center of rumors. Scientists have reported that beneath its buildings lies a whole network of tunnels burrowing into Antarctica ice. At minus 60 degrees Celsius, exploring them is no easy task, so countless hypotheses have sprung up, from plain human service corridors to traces of extraterrestrial visitors. The true origin of these sub-ice highways remains cloaked in mist, or rather, in a glaze of secrecy. Somewhere in the lifeless expanse of the Canadian Arctic hides the Lost Hammer Spring, an almost perfect copy of Martian conditions. Here microorganisms live on methane and carbon monoxide, the very gases detected on the red planet. So, if life can survive in such a toxic cocktail on Earth, why not beneath Mars's red dust? The lesson is clear. Even in Earth's icy hell, the natural world has forged its own small yet stubborn oasis laboratory. Thwaites, better known as the Doomsday or Judgment Day Glacier, is a colossus of West Antarctica. It melts faster than expected because warm ocean water gnaws at its base. Since the 1980s, it has lost hundreds of billions of tons of ice, adding an extra 4% to the global rise in sea level. If the glacier collapses, it could topple neighboring ice shields like dominoes, threatening coastal cities worldwide. Scientists monitor the giant's every breath. The stakes are far too high. Deep cylindrical pits in glaciers, called cryoconite holes, are true peepholes into a microcosmos. Dark dust warms, melts through the ice, and sinks ever lower, while a transparent lid forms above. Inside lies a tiny aquarium, harboring algae, bacteria, and even microscopic invertebrates. In winter, the cap freezes solid. In summer, it opens, and the colony resumes building its miniature universe within the ice. During filming of the documentary Project Expedition, Antarctica, a camera captured an unseen creature, a fish, seemingly carved from transparent jelly. The blackfin icefish utterly lacks red blood cells, making it all but invisible. Almost clear plasma flows through its body, and it breathes differently from any other vertebrate we know. One glance prompts the question: how many more crystal beings hide in the cold abysses where humans have never dared lower a camera? On the floor of the Southern Ocean, by extinct Antarctic volcanoes, grow entire gardens of sponges. These seemingly simple organisms form colorful carpets on seamount slopes, proving that beauty is possible even in icy darkness. Scientists are only beginning to study how sponges filter water, create unique mini ecosystems, and might help us understand adaptation to extreme conditions on Earth and beyond. Polar bears are the terror of the Arctic, yet fate had another plan for a tiny female nicknamed Peanut. Abandoned by her mother, the cub miraculously entered the lens of wildlife filmmaker Karen Gnest. She nursed the baby for weeks, and over time, the bear grew into a true film star, chasing drones, mastering snowdrifts like an adult snowboarder, and each time surprising the crew with a new stunt. This unexpected friendship shows that even formidable predators need a chance to feel care, and then the icy north reveals its warm side. In 2014, a drone ascended above the restricted zone beyond Antarctica's wall of ice, and its camera saw a fantastic ring of domes as if an ancient metropolis were half swallowed by ice. Later, scientists explained the phenomenon. Melting blocks sometimes sculpt astonishingly precise shapes. But is such perfect geometry mere coincidence? Among the ruins of the oldest hut on Cape Adare, archaeologists found a fruitcake baked more than 100 years ago. It is believed Captain Robert Scott brought the treat during the Terra Nova expedition, 1910 to 1913. A Huntley and Palmer's tin, dry air, and endless frost preserved the dessert in nearly edible condition. In polar latitudes, a calorie-dense, life-saving sweet is worth its weight in gold, especially when the wind howls below -40. In 2012, a satellite image caught in Antarctic ice an oval structure like the imprint of a spacecraft. Some view the perfect circle as proof of an extraterrestrial visit. Others see a clever protrusion of bedrock. Alas, no core samples have yet been taken, so the mystery hangs in limbo, urging imagination to weave ever new theories. Scientists first mistook the find for a squashed football, but scanning showed it was a soft-shelled egg from the dinosaur era, the largest of its kind ever discovered. Its dimensions, 11 by 7 inches, astound, and its age hurls the mind back to a time when unknown reptiles roamed these shores. Exactly who laid the egg, a giant lizard or a proto-snake, remains an open question. A Russian drilling team reaching Lake Vostok reported a creature resembling a 40-meter squid with 14 tentacles. The beast, they said, could paralyze prey with toxin and drag it into the dark abyss. Skeptics shrug. The lab presented neither photo nor tissue, yet even the rumor forces us to look anew at the silence of Antarctic depths. In May 2021, a giant 105 miles long and 25 wide calved from the Rhone ice shelf. The icy monolith already drifts through the Southern Ocean and is expected to melt slowly for years. Scientists track the Colossus's path, for bergs of this size alter current patterns, influence plankton, and eventually affect the climate of coastal nations. In autumn 2018, researchers came upon a tabular iceberg with 90-degree angles and perfectly straight sides. In photographs, the flow looked like a frame from science fiction. Geologists explain, fractures in shelf ice can yield such engineered forms. Yet thousands of internet users became convinced some secret ice architect was at work. Geomorphologist William Morris gained fame for the navigator who crossed the ice walls, describing a hypothetical society hidden beyond Antarctica's circle. Whether scientific proposition or literary device is unclear, but the book fanned interest in ideas of inner oceans and entire civilizations beneath the ice. Such bold plots remind us our maps still leave blank white spots. At the foot of Pine Island Glacier, a drill brought up pollen, roots, and woody remains 90 million years old. Evidently in the age of dinosaurs, the average annual temperature here was above 12 degrees Celsius, with summer days warming to 18. The icy continent once bloomed and buzzed, meaning it sheltered far more diverse fauna than we ever imagined. A University of Manitoba student accidentally discovered beneath the ice a new creature, 8 fan-shaped appendages and an almost glassy body, through which a faint, rosy glimmer of internal organs shone. Monstrolopsis planifrons seems designed to upend our notions of marine biology. Perhaps entire colonies of such phantoms drift nearby, and cameras have simply never been pointed the right way. In 9 days on Ross Island, Captain Robert Scott's team erected a wooden hut that became home to 25 daredevils. The tragically famous Terra Nova expedition ended with Scott's death only 162 miles from the base. In their sledging bags were fossils of Glossopteris, powerful evidence that Antarctica had once been green. The fragile boards still whisper of the price of human curiosity. For 107 years, it was believed Shackleton's schooner had vanished without trace to the seafloor, but underwater drones found endurance in the Weddell Sea, preserved as if the ship awaited orders to hoist sail. Planking, wheel, even the name on her stern read clearly. Antarctic cold served as an ideal conservator, letting us see history manifested in ice. Radar maps revealed that East Antarctica hides a spot 3.5 kilometers below sea level, the deepest land trench on the planet. The canyon beneath Denman Glacier is filled with ancient ice, and no instrument has yet penetrated to peer into this black box of climate history. What lies at the bottom of the giant pocket remains anyone's guess. Picture a mustelid terminator, body the size of a dog, claws like daggers, teeth like a trap. The wolverine fears no fight with prey 10 times its weight and can drive a wolf pack off a carcass. Its coat shrugs off brutal cold, and its temperament knows no breaks. Yet, watched from a hide, one may glimpse another side: curiosity and playfulness, traits shared by all predators when they feel safe. Proponents of the crustal displacement hypothesis insist that 12,000 years ago, Antarctica lay nearer the equator and was ice-free. There, they claim, flourished a highly developed civilization, the very Atlantis Plato described. As evidence, they cite the Piri Reis map of 1530, which outlines an unfrozen continent. Satellite imagery, enthusiasts say, reveals rectangular anomalies beneath the ice. Skeptics shake their heads. So, the final word belongs to future expeditions. It may be that beneath kilometers of ice, a city of gods truly slumbers, ready to overturn all our history. Antarctica keeps its secrets beneath everlasting cold, and every new fact, every glimmer of an unknown creature reminds us. We are only beginning to read this icy book. What else lies hidden in the white silence is a matter of time and human curiosity. Stay with us, for even more incredible discoveries await ahead.